this game, I'll jump us back to the drafts, and I'll maybe try and get us that game 1 as well when I can get hold of that. I think it takes AoE 2 Rex a little while for the replays to upload. I'm just going to slow this down a bit. We actually more or less, we'll go 2 times speed, so we're just sort of catching up still. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately, because I'm a little bit late, we've missed the sort of start of this series here, and so I'm not 100% sure who won game 1. So yeah, again, I'll just ask him on the Discord afterwards what the state plays. It looks like we are actually up to speed now. Yeah, we're 1.6. And yeah, so Miniyeti with the all-powerful... In fact, I think this is the first time I've seen Mediterranean so far for this tournament. A lot of maps does that. Yeah, no, yeah, you are right. It has it must be just something weird with the algorithm for how the map spawns. Yeah, you end up getting that sort of mushroom shape. But yeah, like I say, Miniyeti with the very powerful Minoans for the water maps. He's already got himself up, set up with Doc. And MrMorec already coming forward a couple of villages here, and he's also got himself on the water. 1 fishing ship apiece. And yeah, Yamato, Minoans, 2 very common scene civs for this map here, so no surprises for this civ picks there. Like I said, it looks like MrMorec's going for something forward on the land, maybe a little bit too early with these vills. I guess he's be able to scout out where his opponent is in this time. He does find that artifact as well. Can do a little bit of exploration with that. But yeah, he's nowhere near clicking up to the tool age just yet. Both players looks like they've both stopped production for the time being, and yeah, just waiting for that last bit of food to come in. Yeah, he's stopping on 17 vills, but a bit more on the a few more fishing boats out. That's what I was going to say. Both players, ooh, that was not great. I was going to say, both players clicked about the same time, but both of the villagers get spotted by Yeti, though. Yeti needs to be a bit careful. Yeah, he's bringing over another cluster of vills here to prevent any forward shenanigans. So this is already a little bit awkward for MrMorec. He does get 1 vill here, but the forward will be denied, almost certainly here. And yeah, I mean, you can understand, like, Yamato is still a very solid water civ, but I think it's basically generally agreed on that the longer the game goes on, the longer the Minoan bonuses just give them such a huge advantage on any water map against any civ, really. And MrMorec is still committing to the forward barracks, but this is in plain sight of Yeti, sorry. And we do have barracks up at home. Clubbers are coming out. So I think... I don't know, okay, did that house get deleted or did it get destroyed? I'm not 100% sure that. But yeah, obviously, villagers have no attack stance, so they're not going to follow that. But they are going to try and bone down the villager now. So I think this barracks maybe does just go flat out denied, and both players hit tool age within a couple of seconds of each other. MrMorec is going to be the first to get the scout ships out, and he is going to lose that forward vill. And I think, yeah, still that one getting chased here, so this has gone very south for MrMorec here, and he's going to have to build a barracks at home, or although he's sending another 2 villagers actually, or 3 villagers. And yeah, so they've both hit, like I said, the tool age at the same time. MrMorec's going to be able to get ships out first. So for the time being, Yamato's just higher HP ships are just going to give him the advantage on the water. It's just the longer the game goes on, the more ships you'd imagine that Yeti is able to produce. I'm a little bit surprised that Yeti isn't adding in scout ships of his own just yet. He has a couple of docks out. It's not started anything. I think he was just a little bit preoccupied just trying to deal with what the shenanigans that were going on here. Would have been quite funny if Yeti researched wall and just like walled in this barracks here. That would have been quite funny to see. But so is he going to actually see the extra villagers coming forward? He is going to spy it, and now he sees the barracks is up. So he didn't see the vills, but he does know that the barracks is up and available for MrMorec now. MrMorec already getting in woodworking. Both players, in fact, clicking that in. But scout ships are only just coming out now. MrMorec's not really used his ship. I guess he maybe assumes that his opponent has someone on the water, just doesn't want to send out that individual ship by itself just yet. And eco count, about even, but more on fishing boats for Yeti, less vills. And actually looks like Oh yeah, Yeti lost that initial villager, didn't he? That was, yeah. Never hasn't still managed to finish off that second vill there, literally on 1 HP. And Yeti chasing that to the end of the earth. One of the fishermen going to be forced back, isn't going to quite get taken out. So yeah, looks like Clubber does get taken out just before Axa upgrade comes in. I don't think I saw any tool pit techs come in. No, there aren't any upgrades for those Clubbers either, so they're fairly weak units at this point. We do have a couple of Axes doing the lap of honour around here. Oh, one Axa has already made the pilgrimage. But yeah, needleworking is already in for MrMorec, so one Axa not going to be an issue. Obviously, in non-needlework times, one Axa actually can be, well, actually no, it doesn't have the armour, but if one Axa did come in with the armour, then it would be a bit of a problem for those villagers. But yeah, Yeti still lacking a couple of those storage pit techs. And we're already seeing a few little skirmishes on the water back and forth. And it looks like MrMorec is committing to this attack on the land. And, oh, that's the granary, but he has built that archery range there. Only single your bowman, that said. Maybe not, actually. Oh, Bronze Age clicked in from MrMorec. Okay, that's going to be very good for him. And like, although this attack hasn't done too much, maybe just some villager idle time cause there. And that's maybe set Yeti a little bit back on the economy side. And 5 scout ships to just the 4 so far. And again, these are Yamato scout ships. So that extra, I think it's, what percentage health is it at this point? So I think it's maybe 25% in the tool age, I believe. Could be incorrect about that. Although those numbers look like it maybe isn't 25%. Oh, there's an easy way to check this actually. 120. So it's got an extra 18, quick math, so 15% in the tool age. But yeah, MrMorec going to get himself up to Bronze Age. He's going to lose some fishing boats, but he's going to have that clear advantage on the water if he can keep some of these ships alive, that said. I was going to say when he gets the war galley in, but yeah, he's actually probably going to lose quite a lot of the ships here. Miniyeti kiting a couple of the boats, but still losing a few. So obviously Yeti doesn't quite know, but he obviously knows he's in Bronze Age now. So Yeti should actually commit to the fight there. I don't know why he's backing off, because Yeti should want to try and kill as many scout ships as possible before the war galley upgrade comes in. Yeah, so he effectively has that 1 minute timer. So I'm a little bit surprised Yeti backed off there. Because yeah, obviously his opponent was in Bronze Age, but he knows that this tech isn't instantaneously researched. So yeah, here we go. Big engage on the water now. Low HP ship for Miniyeti did get taken out, but yeah, MrMorec's going to be forced to run here until the war galley upgrade comes in. So Yeti does have a good advantage in terms of numbers, but he's still not really anywhere near clicking to the Bronze Age just yet. He does have 8 fishing boats, and he has, yeah, a very clear advantage in eco now. I don't know if he managed to actually kill off some of the, I guess he must have just killed off all the fishing boats. So you can see the 10 eco kills there. So Miniyeti behind in ages, but not in a too bad position in this game just yet. War galley upgrade is in now though. And like I said, Yeti needs to just keep hunting down these war galleys, just try and keep those numbers as low as possible, whilst he has the numbers advantage himself. And no artisan ship just yet for MrMorec either, so it's only just the singular range extra. But again, that bonus for the extra HP increases with age for the Yamato, so those ships are going to become even more tanky. Obviously for the Minoans, the discount on the ships also increases with age as well. Bronze Age is clicked in. And I think there is a cavalry. I was going to say, I wonder if MrMorec is going to try and push something at the land. I think a cavalry unit does come out, which could... I mean, that village is surely easy pickings there. But, you know, so that village gets taken out. So it's going to be a little bit awkward, but now we see another fight on the water. Looks like MrMorec managing to get a decent engage there on some of the reinforcing ships. I don't know if this is going to be like almost like a switch position now, where Yeti's going to want to try run his ships away, just to try and get the war galley upgrade in, and Morec's going to try and start hunting down now. But again, it looks like we switched a little bit to the land. A few extra cavalry units coming in, those cheaper cavalry for the Yamato, very nice bonus for them in the Bronze Age. And just clean up those bowmen. Singular axe is still just plugging away at that house, might as well clean that up while we're here. And does so. And now we have these cavalry units. It looks like most of Yeti's eco is tucked away behind this house wall here. And now Bronze Age does come in, and Yeti goes for another raid on the shoreline. Those extra fishing boats going to easily get taken out here. So MrMorec still quite far behind on economy here. And in fact, Yeti's still reasonably far behind in terms of military. And yeah, MrMorec needs to try and get as much damage done now before all the upgrades come in for Yeti. But this is still going to be a pretty tough fight for him to take. I think he's getting a little bit too distracted by that one ship there. He just needs to make sure these war galleys are firing. He's going to take out a handful of ships, but yeah, you can see this just tilting more and more in favour of Miniyeti at this point. War galleys about to come in now, and that's going to be all she wrote for the water battles. Now it's just a question of whether or not these cavalry look like that. She managed to sneak around there, but Yeti quickly gets a temple up. But yeah, it's whether or not these cavalry can maybe try and break through the wall behind the house there. It's going to make that tough to break through. And then there's the tower in defense now, and GG is just called by MrMorec. And yeah, a unfortunate one for MrMorec there. So I'm not exactly sure. I will question Continental. And we have some fairly sensible civilizations for this map. Let me just check. I can't actually see what you see. There we go. I am showing capture age. And I'll try to put it on I'll put it on 4 times speed for the early game, just to try and catch up a little bit. But yeah, Phoenicians from MrMorec and Carthaginians from Miniyeti. I probably slightly prefer the Phoenicians on the map here, but the Carthaginians with just those extra resources are also good on the sort of hybrid maps where that extra starting wood helps you get onto the water much more easily. But yeah, the Phoenician, faster working lumberjack, but this is just very strong on any map, but particularly maps where that wood is extra important for building those fishing boats and scout ships. And it looks like it didn't take us too long to get live, actually. Let me just double check. Yep, so we're actually up to speed already. So 6 minutes into the game, and we're just at the point where players are going to start clicking tool age, which is actually quite a nice spot to be in. And Yeti had only the 17 vills, I think, when he clicked up on Mediterranean map, so it has a couple more in there. Obviously, Phoenician's a little bit stronger in the Stone Age. I guess you can have like 1 less vill on wood, or well, I guess the wood bonus starts kicking in mostly, yeah, once you start shifting stuff to well, yeah, he went for the dock early. I'm confusing what I'm saying there, but yeah, usually focus a little bit more on the food in the Stone Age is my point. But yeah, double dock already down for MrMorec. In fact, for both players, and 5 fishing ships, or boats I should say, to the 3. So again, just a small edge to Miniyeti, quite a bit of idle time for both players. And so Yeti should just be up slightly faster just because he only had the 19 vills. And so yeah, I think Yeti's going to be in the slightly stronger position just going into the start of Tool Age. And we do have MrMorec going forward again on the land. And this time he's not gone so deep with the villas that get spotted, but the barracks is going to be a little bit far away from his opponent, but not massively far. And MrMorec is probably going to be able to build up a second building behind this. Where is Miniyeti's barracks? It's blending in. Okay, he's actually built it on the top side here to help wall off this section. That's an interesting placement for the barracks, because it's a little bit out of the way. So it's not like in a very ready position to help defend his base or attack MrMorec's base, so that's a little bit unusual. And double barracks for MrMorec here, and that's going to be followed up by an archery range. He's just going all in clubbers by the looks of it. Axe upgrade just coming in now, but the all-important armor tech coming in beforehand. no needlework just yet for Miniyeti, but I'm sure as soon as he sees his opponents, he'll start maybe considering that tech. And actually, scouts being made by Yeti, as both players sort of trying to see where each other are. Scout ships coming out onto the field. And the initial scout is going to spot the forward of MrMorec. And that villager is going to go down. Needlework is in for MrMorec there. But obviously 1v1, the villager's still not going to do too well against actual military units. Needlework's not that strong, as much as some of the DA community members would like to say. We'll keep that to one side. I'll say no more about that. But yeah, plenty of axes in for MrMorec. Like I said, the scout ships are coming in, and it looks like he sent a scout ship out around either way. Whereas it looks like MrMorec's actually sent both of his in the same direction, which means when these ships cross paths, he will be able to win that fight. Though Yeti should be the first to actually find his opponent side on the map. Although actually, yeah, I said obviously he actually knows where his opponent is now, as the scouts are already in on the berries. And 3 eco kills for Yeti already. Obviously a couple of those were those villagers at the front there, but pretty decent eco damage already done. A lot of those berries denied. Obviously berries not as important when you've got like a lot of fishing eco going already, but 29 eco counter just the 24 of MrMorec. So Yeti just once again just sneaking ahead on that eco front. Decides to save that scout for the time being, bring his own bows in. And yeah, the scouts not able to do too much more now that MrMorec's kind of got most of his eco traps hidden behind the wall and the wood line there. And then this situation is often the case as who can then get control of the water, because if you can get control of the water, you can start bringing your ships around here and ranging the wood line and causing absolute havoc for your opponent. We're having a little bit of a battle there. MrMorec with several axes, not going to be able to do too well up in against the bows there. Maybe, yeah, I was going to say maybe they need to think about adding in slingers, and that is what he has done. Another dock going up on the water for both players. So this game really getting into the swing of things, but again, just Yeti much further ahead on the eco front. And obviously Phoenicians do get that wood bonus, fast working wood, but it's not enough to really make up this much of a difference in the eco. 7 ships apiece, but Miniyeti's been able to easily take out a couple here, which is going to swing that number into his favour. And scouts maybe... It's always funny when they can pick off a ship at the side of the... Oh, okay, I was going to say maybe MrMorec noticed just in time, but he's going to try and go through work his way through the dock here by the looks of it. Although, that said, MrMorec brings in the ships to push the scouts away. That dock there is going to get spotted by Yeti, so potentially he may bring some scout ships around to just come and deal with that. And Yeti on the way up to Bronze Age now. Like I said, just had that eco numbers advantage for some time now, so that's not too surprising. MrMorec, I don't think I've seen him add in a single villager for quite a while now. Yeah, you can see the amount of idle TC time, just struggling to get that food eco in. Just to shoot 4 fishing boats, and like I said, the berries got denied. And you can build farm. Oh yeah, I was going to say farms without the marking now, but it actually has the marking. I presume it actually must have got woodworking in. Oh no, it actually. I was going to say a while ago, but it doesn't have woodworking in either. So yeah, MrMorec just in. Yeah, woodworking is in for Miniyeti, and that kind of cancels out a big part of the Phoenician bonus there if you don't have those wood techs in and your opponent does. So yeah, Yeti in a very convincing position now, and he is going to start making cavalry. I think it's worthwhile just pushing round on the water here. It has this number of scout ships. I think maybe his thought process is just as long as I defend my position here, I can just attack on the land, and then I won't lose any of my economy. He has plenty of wood though, so I guess maybe he is just going to... well, no, he's Carthaginian, so he can't build any chariot units. So what are we using this wood for, is my question. You could just spam a bunch of extra ships out. Axe should clear up that skull. That's a little bit surprising. I guess there were 2 scouts there, so 2 on 1 against the Axa. And maybe we're missing a few techs on the Axa still. No, we do have the double tool upgrades. MrMorec does actually have a reasonable force on the land here, but the cavalry should be more than a match for that. And I think, unfortunately, this is going to be a fairly one-sided series in favour of MrMorec. We're going to see a bit of a battle on the water here. Maybe if MrMorec can get an upper hand in this position, then that will allow him to, like I say, maybe push round onto his opponent's eco there. And the Docker screen trying to put up there. But Miniyeti, yeah, the war galley timer is ticking. So Miniyeti just needs to run away for now, wait for that upgrade to come in. Like I said, I think woodworking's still not in for MrMorec. It's just been very tight for food for a long time now. He has plenty of wood. He could easily add in some extra fishing boats, but now the raids are coming forward, and looks like actually MrMorec may be searching for greener pastures. There are berries there, but I think he may be a little bit scared. I don't know if Yeti actually spotted the villagers, because he's... Okay. There was no GG said, but the game is over, so I presume... yeah. Ah, here. Okay. Missed the fight here. Yeah, War Galley upgrade came in. In fact, I think...